We are still here on the touchline Y254. You are just joining us. It is the touchline on Y254, and today it's all about rugby as we are preparing and prepping for the Safari Sevens that will be starting on the Friday 9th to the 11th of November here in Nairobi. But it is a big thing for the University of Nairobi team, Mean Machine. They are actually the inaugural winners of the Varsity League that was just actually launched here in the country. Now, let's go ahead and talk to them about their feeling of coming on top when it comes to university rugby football. It's not only the University League that they won this year, they also won the school and university category at the Impala Floodlights. And not only that, in 2 years after going into relegation, they are back to where they belong, and that is the Kenya Cup. Good afternoon and welcome to Y254. Our social media handle is at Y254 channel. You can talk to us using the hashtag touchline Y254 at Osoro Robert. That's where you find me on Twitter. Now, I've got Gravis Onyeno, a hooker for Mean Machine, here with us in studio today. Welcome to the studio, man.
Thank you, sir.
Get the microphone and enjoy manze. Unajua wase wa rugby wampendangi kuongea bana, eh?
Thank you, sir. I'm actually happy to be here.
Yeah.
We are glad to be welcomed here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome to Y254. I've got also the coach Ramsfield Matekwa, who is here, and one of the shock things that I got here today, I thought he was a player. First look at him was like, this has got to be the main man behind Mean Machine, but he's the coach and he's the main man guiding the team. Welcome to Y254 on the touchline, Mean Machine coach Ramsfield.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel winning this tournament, Ban?
Much delighted because actually we are from them, from the relegation side, until this particular moment, and we are heading so much far with them. Yes.
Yeah, and one of the people now leading Mean Machine is a young chairman. His name is Jacob Siwa. How's the journey been like guiding the Mean Machine team?
I think it's a good opportunity to work with your peers. Yeah, this is a group that I've played with. Some of them found me in the team. Some of them already left. So I'm in between them. So I can always guide them on a variety of issues.
Yes.
And I think leading them, actually the guys on the pitch do more.
Yes.
Than us guys at the background. Yeah.
It was a big year for Mean Machine actually. And let me go actually to the coach Ramsfield. And when the University League was opened and everybody said now we have the University League, you had to be happy because of all the universities here in Kenya, Mean Machine is one university with top experience when it comes to rugby.
Yes. I was so much delighted because
actually
it was the first thing for me to get myself into position, because coming back to the Kenya Cup, it was one of the view for me to make my players to be ready for the Kenya Cup. And I was playing it knowing very well it's a tough competition, because most universities want to overshine us, but they should know we are the Mean Machine, actually the Nairobi University. Yes.
Gravis, when you come to the University of Nairobi and you are told you are joining Mean Machine, what's the first thing that comes onto your mind?
When the first thing that comes to mind when you hear about Mean Machine is the culture, the culture behind Mean Machine, the brotherhood, how it means to you, because most of the people in Mean Machine are young people. So Mean Machine kind of mends us and leads us towards this rugby, towards the club rugby, towards Kenya team. It opens the door for young people like us.
Yeah. It's a big one for Mean Machine, because when you look at the history of Mean Machine, they are actually the first university club to win the title back in 1977, beating Impala. And when you hear that, does it make you work hard to play for Mean Machine?
Yes, because it's like a challenge. When you hear the past players having achieved so much, having their days they achieved so much, winning Kenya Cup, winning so many floodlights.
Yes.
Now it comes a challenge to me and my fellow players, the coach, even the chairman, everybody associated with Mean Machine. They want the glory back, they want to win trophies, and that's why it starts with the varsity. Yes, we have to win this Varsity Cup, the Floodlights Varsity. Yes, that's the way we are going. We want to win the Kenya Cup too.
Jacob, When it comes to organization, how do you deal with all this? Because you've got students who are going to school, you've got tournaments from the Kenya Cup, the Varsity League, you have got Impala Floodlights. How do you deal with all this to make sure that your players are ready for the games ahead?
Okay, if you look at our training time, it's limited to after class.
Yes.
So it's sort of co-curricular. So, and all these leagues that we participate in, we are affiliates of the union, and KUSA is also an affiliate of the union. So they are guided, before they make the programs, they are guided by the union, and they're also guided by the university program.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, we can only play on leagues that we are comfortable with. And looking at the team as it is right now,
yes,
we have found ourselves in a position that is not acceptable before, according to the standards that have been set by the club.
Yes.
So it has been a hard task, but then the boys took the opportunity, because this is a club that relies more on upbringing the culture of the club. There's a spirit in the club.
Yes.
That you have to win no matter what. Even if guys come in, even if they bring in whites or they bring in professionals.
Yes.
We're always out there to win any game that we get into. So finding ourselves this time round in Varsity Cup, and also in Varsity Floodlights.
Yes.
It was an opportunity to also test our depth in terms of going into the Kenya Cup.
Yes.
Looking at how much we have going into the Kenya Cup, how much are we going to offer in the Kenya Cup.
Yes.
So we set out with 2 teams, and fortunately enough, we managed to win both varsity sides, both at the Floodlights and at the...
So there were 2 teams in the Floodlights and 2 teams in the Varsity League?
1 team at the Varsity, 1 team at the Floodlights.
Wow.
And the University of Nairobi is the best university actually across East Africa. So you don't want to be the best and not win anything that comes your way.
Yes.
So it is actually pressure on our side compared to these other 7 universities that we are competing against, because we know we have to set the trend. Yes. So that others follow. They are fighting against us. We are fighting against top guys. So anything that comes in at this lower league, at the varsity level, it's always about mean machine. You always have to win it. Yeah. We don't have a choice.
That is yours. Coach, what was the pressure like? Because you have got a team that was in relegation. You are working to come up into Kenya Cup, and you have got also to deal with the University League and also the Impala, and you are dealing with all these players. How do you deal with all that to make sure that you have this going here?
Okay, on my side, I think it was not much pressure, because actually I take Mean Machine as one team, and all the players were training on the same field, doing the same things. So it was all about your fitness, your level of standard that is going to give you a position either to play into the Kenya Cup or to play into the ASS. So coming into the Varsity and the Floodlight, it was also a big show for us, because we actually making teams that can play for the Kenya team, the Kenya Cup, and also the ESS. So it was an easy task for me.
ESS is the Eric Shelley Cup.
Yes, because it was an easy task for me actually, because I just molded the boys into session, and we worked together for them to achieve it.
Well, Coach, when you look at some of the rules and regulations that they put out for the University League was below the ages of 25. And when you look at, as a country, we are trying to develop more rugby players to get into these rugby clubs so that we can grow as a rugby nation. Is it a good idea that they have cut off that age limit and now you have to deal with the younger players and molding them development-wise?
Okay, it's a good idea, because actually, if you check into our Kenya calendar, we don't have that much team that is into that age category. Yes. At least the university side is the thing that's giving us the opportunity to give those boys who are underage or the 25 age side, to give the opportunity for them to rampage on that field, so that they're not easily meeting the boys who are overage to overrun them. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Gravis, as a player for Mean Machine, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Are you going to make up for the Kenyan team one day?
Yes, that's my dream. That's the dream of every young player. That's the dream of every Mean Machine player. We want to work hard so much that we go into the Kenya team, achieve great things with the Kenya team.
Yeah.
That's what every rugby player wants. Yeah, and I think I want that too. And
Yeah.
for the next 5 years, I'll be there. Yes.
Who is your role model when it comes to rugby?
My role model when it comes to rugby is Dan Coles. He plays for New Zealand. He's a very intelligent forward. He knows how to pass, how to run. Yeah.
Well, we have got the Safari Sevens coming up, Jacob, and I understand you have got one of your players there, Munoko Sheldon, the most valuable player when it came to the floodlights. How good was Sheldon during this tournament?
Sheldon has been a very integral part of our team.
Yes.
Yeah, he's someone who's passed through the system all the way to the point he's reached now. And we feel that the kind of rugby he's playing right now has offered him an opportunity to go and participate with the big boys at the national level. So having him there is a good representation for the club, because then everybody sees machine.
Yes.
They don't see Kenya, they see machine.
They see machine.
Yeah.
Coach, talk about this trophy. How good does it feel having this trophy? Is this your first trophy as a coach?
First, it's not my first trophy, because actually from the championship coming into Kenya Cup, that was my first trophy. Because it was our effort with the boys.
Yes.
Also into the sevens circuit that we've played, we've had a few trophies of ball, around 3 trophies. And also coming into this varsity 15 side, we have this trophy and also the floodlight trophy.
Yes.
It makes me feel fine, because actually it's a good season for me, and I think it's gonna be best and better even for the boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jacob, as a young leader in rugby right now in this country, and when I look at the chairman at the Kenya Rugby Union, and you are holding that vote, you are actually young when it comes to sports management. Now, the question will be, how do you see our rugby? More so, how do you compare our rugby to the outside world, and also university rugby here in the country? Is it growing?
Let me start with the union. I think we are making strides, but we are still far off the other competitors.
Yes.
If you look at rugby out there is professional. We are not yet up to semi-professional yet. At least, but we are making strides towards it.
Yes.
So what we actually need as a union is interested parties to come in and help support the club, and also have leaders who have a good vision for the sport.
Yes. Because
in this country, we have leaders who have played professional rugby. They can always guide the current crop at the union.
Yes.
And as a university, university leagues, this is the inaugural.
This is the first one.
The first one.
Yes.
There's been sevens before, but now, if you look at the 15 side, this is the first one.
Yes.
Apart from the one that happens at the floodlights every year.
Yes.
So this is more structured because these are the age limit, and it gives an opportunity. University is open to everyone. You can go to university even at 60 years.
Yes.
So this one gives an opportunity to the young guys. So this is a very good step towards making rugby great again in Kenya.
Yeah.
So we actually, the sponsors that came in to support this initiative, Sports Option, who are the brainchild of this idea.
Yes.
Kusa, Fidelity, Britam, Ozone, Flame Favors, Homeboys. We are very grateful because they've actually benchmarked with other countries, and they've seen that rugby actually grows if you start at the foundation, which is the university level. There's age grade rugby, and then there is university. So the problem with the country has been there's no in between. The guys from age grade who are trained by professionals, former players, and then there is no university league, and then there is Kenya Cup. So you see, we are getting guys from high school straight baptism of fire into the clubs. So with the varsity league, it creates an opportunity for this guy who's come from high school to play with his peers, grow in terms of character, grow in terms of the game, and then later on he can play for the clubs. Then he's very fit to play for the national team. So such initiatives should be encouraged so that the sport grows. Because if you look at South Africa, if you look at New Zealand, If
England.
you look at England, all these big countries, they have very serious university teams. Yeah.
That's a big one that is happening. If you are just joining us, actually, we are talking to the University of Nairobi side, Mean Machine, who are the inaugural winners of the Varsity League here in the country. That is Jacob Siwa, who is the chairman of Mean Machine. Ramsfield Matekwa is the coach of Mean Machine, and I've got the hooker here, Gravis Onyino, here in studio. If you're just joining this conversation, you can talk to us on our social media platform at Y254 channel, at Osoro Robert, hashtag touchline Y254 is where you can find us. Away from now the University League and everything, let's take this conversation to rugby here in Kenya. Today the Kenya 15s are playing Romania as they prepare for the Repechage Cup. First of all, coach, how do you see the 15 side going to play in the Repechage Cup? Can we make it to the 2019 World Cup?
We are going to make it, because actually as a country we're really into it and we want it, because actually getting us into the World Cup is something that's gonna put us into a good calendar on the world.
Yeah.
And the boys are ready, they've been trained, and good numbers have been picked out. So we think we're going to make it.
Well, how do you see our chances for 2019? Are we going to make it?
Yes, I believe we will make it. I believe the boys have trained well. They have been coached. They are good to go, and they will do it. Yeah.
Jacob, what are our chances? When you look, we are going to be playing Canada, Germany, Hong Kong, and we have just actually a month from Sunday 11th to Friday 23rd. Those are three tough matches. You look at Hong Kong, they have been here before. Germany, they have been here before. We have met Canada at the 7th and Hong Kong. How do you see our chances in the 15th for the Repechage Cup and now heading to the 2019 World Cup?
I think we have to congratulate the guys who are donning the jersey for the 15 side, because they tried first with the African Gold Cup. They managed to come second, and now they've got a chance to at least play again to get a chance into the World Cup. So I believe we can make it. There's been a lot of investment in the team. All the 40 million Kenyans have been behind them. If you've been watching the games,
yes,
there's been massive crowds at the Union trying to see. These are opponents we have played before.
Yes.
Apart from Canada, we have not played them. So they're only going to be this. They're the only team who are going to be the surprise package. But then we have very good coaches this time round. Ian Snook, I think Mr. Ian Snook has done a very good job, and he's selected the best to represent the country. He's even included guys from sevens. So we can't. The only option we have is qualifying for the World Cup.
Yes, that's the only option.
That's the only option, yeah.
I believe that even me, when I sit here, I say that we actually have a good team that can actually make it to the Rugby 2019 World Cup in Japan. But also, that is the 15th. We come back to the 7th, coach, and you look that we are starting with Dubai. There's been a change of coach, but you can see the setup that Namco Sumiu did for the 7th side, and we actually managed to get 100 points in London last year, and that's a benchmark. We have only had the Singapore 7s that we won with Benjamin Ayimba. When you look at the 7th side, starting with Dubai going forward for the circuit, do you have a chance of winning one?
Yeah, we have a chance of winning one, because actually Mr. Paul Murunga has been in that team also, because he has trained more boys and he has gelled with also the same boys. So we believe he's going to make it, and we're going to get one of these trophies. Yes.
Well, I hope that the confidence that you're giving the boys, that they can go ahead and deliver this one for us here in the country. So, your final word, big man. What next for Mean Machine as a player?
As a player? As a player, I want to continue working hard. I have targets. The club has targets set for us. We have to achieve them. As a senior player at Mean Machine, I have to guide other players too, the young players too. Coming into the team, Kenya Cup, coming into Kenya Cup, it's a hard task.
Yes.
We are preparing for it right now. I think the boys are up to the task, and we'll be up there.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'd like to encourage young fellas.
Yes.
Young fellas who want to come and play rugby, to come at Mean Machine, University of Nairobi. That's where you can find good rugby. They find your people, guys who are at your age, the guys who can teach you rugby.
Yes.
Good enough, yeah.
Well, coach, What next for you? Someone who is trying to poach you that we should know about, Manze, before you leave us. For you, your plan is for now main machine going forward.
My plan is for now for main machine.
Yeah.
Because actually I have a task to handle.
Yes.
And being done the age grade side into now the club category. I have so many boys that I'm also giving the growth of rugby into main machine.
Yes.
And we're going to have a good thing. For me, just to give them best training environment and condition for all the team.
Yeah.
And also making the team to move forward with the best. What
is your target for Kenya Cup this coming season?
My target for Kenya Cup is actually getting, first of all, is a game at hand.
Yes.
We need to have 6 games won. That's the first key thing.
Yes.
And our main target this year is for us to stay into Kenya Cup so that we can set the base for us into the winning of the Kenya Cup.
Wow. Yeah. Chairman, the target for next season and everything, main machine, what will be coming up now?
As main machine, we are trying to improve the quality of rugby played at main machine.
Yes.
We are back to where we belong, which is the Kenya Cup.
Yes.
As a leader, of course, I love to set a higher target than the rest of the group. So my target that I'm going to present to the team is that we have to be at the top 6. We have to be at the playoffs.
Yes.
There is no other way out. And I also like to take this opportunity to wish the guys who have gone for the repechage to at least showcase good rugby that we play in Kenya, get the opportunity, let them come back and let them come back with the real deal, which is qualifying for the World Cup.
Yes.
Which will grant opportunity for development in rugby as in the country as a whole.
Yeah.
And we're having Safari Sevens soon.
Yes.
We'd like to invite as much people as possible to come and see the kind of rugby played in Kenya.
Yeah.
And the fun bit of it.
Yeah.
And lastly, maybe for main machine, we've had a good pre-season. We are looking into going into Kenya Cup and putting our best foot forward. We actually have to get to win our targets. We're going to play one game at a time.
Yes.
We're going to make sure that the glory that somehow in between there got lost, that we get it back to. We don't have we have found ourselves in a club where the standards are very high.
Yes.
And therefore we have to maintain it.
Yeah.
For the future generations.
Thanks a lot, guys, for coming here to talk to us about the inaugural win of the Varsity League and everything rugby. We're really enjoying coming here. That was Jacob Siwa, the chairman of Main Machine, talking to us here, and also the coach, Ramsfield Matekwa, who was here and everything, and the young one, hooker, Gravis Onyino. It has been a very good conversation when it comes to the world of rugby, and hope that the next time Main Machine is going to be up there. As Gravis told you, the spirit of Main Machine is big. And for you to know about that spirit and where it came from, you have to go back to August 1974 from the film Main Machine. That's food for thought. I'm Robert Osoro here for the Touchline. When we come back, it will be all about the fan zone.